Williams has the potential to be a Heisman finalist. Plus, OU wrestler Justin Thomas joins us in studio to talk about the red and white scrimmage this Friday. Sports Pad starts now.
Welcome to Studio D on the campus of the University of Oklahoma. This is Sooner Sports Pad, brought to you by OU Health. And now, here's your host, Abbi Bennett.
Thank you for watching Sooner Sports Pad. I'm your host, Abbi Bennett, and standing next to me are our analysts, Rivera and Audrey Goodson. Y'all, the Sooners are now 7-0. How are we feeling about that?
I'm excited. That's some good football.
So excited. Love to hear it. Well, all last week, everyone was asking the question who the starting quarterback would be on Saturday against TCU. Well, that argument was squashed when freshman Caleb Williams took the field under the lights for his starting debut. Williams threw for 4 touchdowns and 295 yards, including this touchdown pass to Jeremiah Hall late in the first quarter, putting the Sooners up 14-zip. He showed off his rocket of an arm countless times this Saturday, like this bomb sent to Mike Woods, who set up a touchdown for the Sooners after landing on the 3-yard line. The freshman phenom even juked a TCU defender, turned on his wheels, and ran 41 yards to the house, which reminded me even a little bit of Kyler Murray. Now, y'all, I am so excited to see how the season pans out, especially with Caleb Williams taking the snaps for the Sooners. I think if he keeps up this style of play, I for sure see a future spot in the playoffs for the Sooners. But now I want to know what Sooners stood out to y'all on Saturday.
Well, the Sooners defense may have struggled a little bit more on Saturday than we've seen so far this season, but the OU offense totally picked up the slack, and a key player in that performance is Jaden Hazelwood. The sophomore from Georgia came away with 56 yards on 6 receptions with a career high of 3 touchdowns. This doubles the amount of TDs he had previously coming into this game, and he had never scored against an FBS opponent. His 3 TDs against TCU were the most by any Sooner receiver in a single game since CeeDee Lamb did it way back in 2019 against the Texas Longhorns. Now, I think if he can play this good next week against Kansas, the Sooners are going to go 8-0 for the first time since 2004.
Yes.
Wow. I didn't know he hadn't scored a touchdown against an FBS opponent. So that's pretty interesting
crazy little stat?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Our dear friend Elise Jones picked this guy last week on the show, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to double down. 153 yards and 1 touchdown for Oklahoma Sooner running back Kennedy Brooks. In the last 2 games, Brooks has compiled 370 yards on 45 carries. If you need some help with the quick math, that's 8.2 yards per carry. Over 2 games. That's an unbelievable average. Brooks has taken the lion's share of the snaps over the last couple of games, and the production is reflecting that. Brooks is now 16th in the country in total rushing yards, and he hasn't even reached 100 carries yet. Everyone in front of him has run the ball 105 or more times. So I think a lot of people kind of forgot how good he really was last year, and he proved it last night against the Horned Frogs.
Oh, yeah. I'm saying it right now. Sooners on top. We love to hear it. Well, the Sooner offense dominated on Saturday against the Horned Frogs. Plus, I heard OU Soccer made a top list on national TV. Here's Maddie D'Addario to break down her top 3 plays.
It might have been homecoming week in Oklahoma, but for Sooner football, it was out with the old and in with the new. Here are my top 3 plays against the Horned Frogs. For number 3, Caleb Williams with sheer accuracy rockets the ball straight into Hazelwood's hands in the corner of the end zone. Those two were an absolutely dynamic duo on Saturday. And at number 2, we have Williams again with the fake pass off and scramble to left field, essentially juking out the entire TCU defense. In the end, meeting with the end zone, doing what Caleb Williams seems to do best. And finally, at number 1, we take it to the soccer field for this Sports Center top 5 play. Amos crosses into the box, and then it's Leone Weaver with the back heel right into the net. That's it for this week's top 3. Back to you guys.
Now, I feel like nobody can stop talking about Caleb Williams, including myself. But let's hear what Coach Riley and Jaden Hazelwood had to say about their freshman QB1.
Thought he had a clear mind and saw it well, and I think the line being where they needed to be, just really keeping the pocket clean for him, the majority of the night, and getting some run game going early. I think all those were, certainly aided that. But, yeah, no, he saw it well. I thought he did a good job.
I mean, he's awesome, like getting outside the pocket and throwing on the run. I mean, nobody can tackle him. Like he can scramble. He's pretty fast. I mean, obviously you can see that even when he has those QB runs in, So I know that helps a lot. And whenever we work scramble drill all the time, so that's just like second nature anyway.
Now don't leave, because when we come back, OU wrestler Justin Thomas joins the show. Plus, the women's soccer team has a new face on the sidelines. Welcome back. Sooner Sports Pad's Elise Jones spoke with Justin Thomas on OU wrestling. Let's hear what he had to say about the season.
I'm here with OU wrestler Justin Thomas. Justin, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Well, I know, first off, the Crimson and Cream scrimmage is coming up this weekend. So what do you think that we can expect from the team?
Yeah, so our inner squad, red and white duel. Obviously, we have a bunch of depth on our team, so lots of excitement, fireworks. Obviously, we had a really good off season here. So yeah, a bunch of good new young talent and some old vets coming back. So it should be good.
Well, it's your 5th season wrestling with OU. What are some of your personal goals for this year?
NCAA champ.
Short and sweet. Well, I believe you can do it. I know that there's 8 ranked wrestlers this season. The team is ranked 12th overall. How do you think that the program is able to keep up this momentum?
Like just having fun and just embracing, every opportunity that we're given. With the season cut short, a few years ago, I think that a lot of us, we take advantage of all of our opportunities moving forward, and yeah, just having fun and enjoying the process, and when it's competition time, just letting it fly.
Well, how do you think that the program has changed in the last few years with Coach Roselli?
I think Coach Roselli has done an excellent job with recruiting new guys and making the guys feel comfortable that have already been there. Like myself, I'm the last one. But, it's been a great ride here, and I'm really thankful for Lou and Coach Leitner and all the guys that have been around me and helped me this far.
Well, sounds great. Thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to seeing all you do this season. Abby, back to you guys in the studio.
With experience across all levels of the game, first-year OU assistant coach David Goff is fitting right in with the Crimson and Cream. Sooner Sports Pads reporter Shannon Earhart caught him in action.
Coach David Goff coached in 17 different countries on 3 continents. Now he comes to Norman, Oklahoma to be the assistant coach for the OU women's soccer team.
And he's a great kind of balance for me. He has this incredible ability to critique your game and challenge you and push you, but also not like strip away your confidence.
Goff's resume is stacked with accomplishments, but one in particular tends to turn heads.
He has that knowledge of how do you bridge the gap from youth player to professional player, and then probably the biggest thing was his international career with England. He won a bronze medal at the 2015 World Cup, and he has a medal, so he's been there and done it, so he knows what it takes at the highest level.
A lot of our players, are the best players in their clubs, the best players in their regions, the best players in their states. So they want to go and play in a World Cup. So it's great to be able to talk to them about what that actually means and what it entails, and try and prepare them for that and their next steps.
The unforgettable coach has traveled the world for 20 years with this game, and he goes by the motto that every day is a lesson.
These players, they know what they're good at, they know what got them here, we call it a super strength, so they know what their super strength is. It's our job to fit them into a game plan and win soccer matches, of course, but we want their inner light to be reflected in the things they do and the things they, the way they prepare and the way they play, and if they do that, they'll best represent OU as well.
And the players on the field aren't the only ones Goff is rubbing off on.
It's about having people next to you and to the right and left of you that can push you and make you better and make you think differently. You know, like I want people that, you know, maybe don't see it the way I see it. And in the end, if you can listen and listen to understand, I think that just makes you better and it makes your team better as well.
Out of 1,000 coaches, David Goff was handpicked to spend the next step of his career in Norman, Oklahoma. And now he pencils in another D1 school to his life story.
I love the place, I love the area, I love how family orientated it is, I love how people are genuine. And when I came here and walked around the campus, it was very important to me that it wasn't just words on paper, and that was obvious from the moment I walked through the door, and it's been exactly the same every day since. So I feel like I've been searching for a long time, perhaps since the World Cup, for where I belong, and I think we might have found it, so I'm really pleased.
Shannon Earhart, Sooner Sports.
When we come back, you know what time it is. It's face-off time. Stick around. Thanks for sticking with us. It's time for face-off, so let's dive right in. Now, we all know that Caleb Williams has been the talk of the town, and this might be a little bit of an early prediction, but I want to know if y'all see Caleb Williams being a legit Heisman contender.
So we all knew that OU would have a Heisman Trophy candidate at QB coming into the season. We just didn't know which one. After seeing what he's done for the last couple weeks, I'm going to give you a hot take. I think he's got a shot at it. Last week on the show, I talked about how a clear Heisman favorite has yet to emerge. With that being said, Caleb could prove himself worthy of that conversation. Just in the last 2 games, he's completed 34 of 58 passes for 609 yards and 6 touchdowns, along with 18 carries for 215 yards. If Williams keeps putting up those big numbers, he will have played in 7 regular season games, plus the Big 12 title game is on December 4th, and he might just have led his team to a playoff spot by then. The Heisman finalists won't be announced until the following Monday, which is December 6th, so he'll have 8 games to prove himself to voters why he is the best player in the country. I think he can do it.
Well, I love the excitement behind Caleb Williams, and there's no denying he's one of the most talented players in college football right now. But I think we need to slow down on the Heisman talk. For now. I don't want anyone getting the idea I don't think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, but it may just be a little too late for his Heisman candidacy. We are already 7 games into this season. Yes, OU still has a ranked Baylor team and a top 10 ranked OSU team on their schedule, and big wins there would help his case, but I don't think it would do enough to send him to New York. Now, he could be a name on the outskirts of the conversation. Absolutely, yes, he could be. Let's also bear in mind that Williams has also only played 6.5 quarters of football. We're working with a very small sample size. The 2 teams he's played are 92nd and 105th in scoring defense, and no Heisman winner has missed more than 4 games in a season. So I don't know that he would be in serious contention, but he would be on the outskirts of it.
So, do you think he could possibly do it next year?
Next year, absolutely yes.
So, Dylan, I was actually disagreeing with you when you first started answering, but I'm with you, and I think with more experience, I think Williams could for sure take
just
the
a little
Heisman
more time.
home. Okay, well, the preseason started this month for the NBA, so switching it to the court, I want to know what teams y'all see in the finals.
So I think we're going to see last year's champion face off with the LA Lakers in this year's NBA Finals. The Bucks look really good again this year, coming off their title. Giannis is better than ever, and it looks like his jump shot is just continuing to improve. He's got the right supporting cast around him, having retained the core of Middleton, Lopez, and Drew Holiday. Their defense is going to be really hard to score against. Now, as for the Lakers, while they have one of the oldest rosters in the league, with age comes experience. Carmelo and Russell Westbrook have proved in recent seasons that they can adapt to playing with new faces and high-level players. Now, they're looking to improve their legacy by winning a championship. They also added back Rondo, who was a key piece off their bench for them in their last championship in the bubble. With his leadership and the leadership of LeBron, what they will provide will outweigh the negative fit. And you never know, we may just see our very own Austin Reeves stepping it up. He's been killing it in training camp with his shooting ability and ability to score under pressure.
Well, there was a lot of offseason changes, and I think the biggest of them is probably Kyle Lowry to the Heat. But that still won't stop the Brooklyn Nets from making the NBA Finals. But who will be their opponent? The Phoenix Suns. That's who. Let's start with Brooklyn. Everyone knows they boast a gluttony of all-stars and former all-stars, but let's not overlook the fact that they have two of the greatest scorers to ever grace the game on their roster. Kyrie is a question mark going into this year, but I think at some point we'll see his vaccination saga end, and he'll join the Nets full-time. Nash's coaching staff is a bit depleted, but with the experience and wisdom gained last season, and of course already being a great basketball mind, he'll do well. Now as for Phoenix, if Chris Paul stays healthy, that alone should launch them into the conversation again. Not to mention it's a contract year for star center DeAndre Ayton. If he wants the big bucks, he's got to play like it. And finally, I think Devin Booker can no longer be denied All-NBA status. He's a killer, and he's become a true superstar in this league. And remember, if KD wore a smaller shoe last season, it would have been Nets and Suns in the finals this last year.
Okay, Dylan, but what about the Warriors, KD's former team?
I think the Warriors have a very legit chance. Stephen Curry is an animal out there, I'm telling you.
All right, well, last but not least, give me y'all's viral videos.
Well, for my viral video, I'm going to the PGA Tour with a former Sooner, Abraham Ancer, who has quietly risen in the world golf rankings to the number 13 spot. Now, this Friday, in the second round at the CJ Cup, he pulled out a long iron for his second shot on the par 5 14th hole. 556 yards in all, but it would only take Ancer 2 swings to hole out. Its 250-yard second shot is just hit short of the putting surface and worked its way on the green, and I think you already know where this is going. Right into the hole. Oh, yeah. It would be the rarest of birds, the Albatross. That's one shot better than an eagle. He had the Albatross, also called the Double Eagle. Then on Saturday and Sunday, he also hit an eagle into the same hole. Now, after this weekend, I think that's got to just be his favorite hole in the entire world. Isn't that crazy?
250 yards out?
250 yards out.
Oh, my goodness.
You play golf, Dylan. Do you think you could do that?
No.
At least you're honest.
Well, there was a couple of Sooners that had a lot of fun on Sunday, and we got 2 iconic celebrations out of it. First, let's go over to Sooner wide receiver C.D. Lamb at the Dallas Cowboys.
Go Cowboys!
Cowboys and Pats are in OT. Dak slings one out to Lamb, and that right there is a game winner. And it's time to wave New England goodbye. Just disrespectful. Oh, my goodness. Watch it in slow motion. Bye, Jalen Mills. Bye. Thanks for coming. Now let's flip over to the Bengals-Lions game. Tight end C.J. Uzomah catches a touchdown ball, and as he's celebrating with some front-row Bengal fans, he knocks the phone down. But don't worry, Joe Mixon is there to save the day. And he gets a good celebration in as well. Gotta love the sellies from our former Sooners. And I think that Lamb celebration will be one that we see for years.
Oh, agreed. All right, audience, now it is time for a vote. If you liked Dylan's answers and his video, give it up.
Yeah! Yeah!
All right, give it up for Audrey if you liked hers. That was pretty close, but because you shouted out my Cowboys, I'm going to give this one to you, Dylan. All right, when we come back, I'm going to give you all the Sooner sports to look out for. Plus, we're going to have some Sooner trivia. The softball team plays at home versus Seminole State this Wednesday at 6 p.m. Sooner soccer travels to Stillwater for their Bedlam matchup on Thursday at 7. And football heads to Lawrence to face the Jayhawks on Saturday with an early 11 a.m. kickoff. All right, so we saw a new face for quarterback on the field this Saturday, so it only made sense to ask y'all quarterback questions. So let's get started. First question, what Sooner quarterback threw for the most yards in a career?
Was that me?
I think it was you.
Landry Jones.
Correct. All right. 1 point for Dylan.
1.
Okay, so now I'm going to hand it over to an audience member. Jeannie is sitting in the audience. Do you have a question for our analysts?
I do. What Sooners quarterback threw for the most yards that season?
Ooh, good question.
That season? That same season?
In a season.
In a season?
Sam Bradford.
Correct.
That's 2.
Come on, Audrey.
That's 2.
I got faith in you. Okay, last question. What Sooners quarterback threw for the most yards in a game?
Baker? Kyler.
Wait. What was
Sam
your-
Bradford.
No. What was your first one?
Baker.
Yes, correct.
There we go.
Okay, let's see. Okay, next one. What Sooners opposing quarterback threw for the most yards in a game?
Patrick Mahomes.
Correct. Okay,
Yeah. Let's go.
Just
How about
on
those
a
teeth?
roll. Okay, I think we have time for one more question. Who was the opponent for the Sooners' largest ever home crowd?
Sam Bradford, 2008 jump around.
The opponent.
No, the opponent.
Come on.
Oh, actually, maybe it wouldn't be Texas Tech. I don't know.
No.
Maybe Nebraska?
No.
TCU?
Oh.
Correct. Do you know the year?
It would have been after
Bonus.
2016. I
Yes.
know that. So let's go 20. Let's see. They would play TCU away.
Year after.
What?
Come on, I thought you were a math person.
2017?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I think Dylan's taking this one home, but thank you so much for watching Sooner Sports Pad. We'll be back same time, same place next week. Have a good night.